Man, that never gets old. I've had that music going since we started this thing pretty much, and I still sit here tapping my toes every time that comes on, man. What is happening, everybody? JT here in the studio, Studio 10-4 live, and it is the weekly update and the edition for 12/11/24. Man, everybody got their Christmas shopping done? How many days is it till Christmas? All those silly questions everybody always asks you, especially the people behind the counter. I think that they kind of just get programmed, and it's like they're on autopilot, and they just figure, I'll ask this. It won't matter what you say, just as long as I ask it, and that's okay, right? Because we give the same answer after you've been out shopping all day. If anybody still does that, I don't. I Amazon. What can I tell you? Uh, push, point, click, send, and Costco, and everything's gone. So, kind of how we roll here, especially here. I mean, I'm kind of isolated, and if you guys saw where I am at, I'm in the middle of like 28 acres, in the middle of nowhere, and in the middle of nowhere. So, but I won't be for much longer. I'll be out of here, and I'll be into Grants Pass proper, and in amongst the living and the populated. So that'll be cool. But I still am not going to give up my push, point, select, click habit. It's just too fun and easy to do. So going to keep it going. What's going on, everybody that's showing up here so far? We got a great show for you guys. Pete Henderson, first guy in, furthest away. Dougie, what's happening, buddy? Burrito Friday is on the way, man. Yeah, it is always. Dude's got the biggest burritos, man. I don't know, Dougie. You might want to wash your hands, though, buddy. I'm thinking you might be getting a little extra protein there with whatever's on them from whatever you've been hauling all morning to what ends up on your burrito at lunchtime. But just saying, just saying, buddy. Kevin, what's happening? Clay, good to have you on the show. This is our cover edition for December 2024, and it is brought to you, as always, by Pittsburgh Power, manufacturers of max mileage fuel catalyst, and Evan, our buddy Evans Detailing and Polishing. It's always time to shine when you got Evans products in your line. Oh, damn! I'm gonna call him and tell him he needs to add that to the product description and tagline somewhere. But he does make trucks look good. I mean, in fact, his time right now is he's off on the down low right now, like a lot of us. But we're all kind of winding up under the shadows and in the background for what's coming in 2025. So excited about having that and a new year. Honestly, this was a good year. 24 was a good year. Didn't come without its trials and tribulations. It's stuff, but 25, I think, it just seems like things are laying out and we're starting to get into a better rhythm since COVID. I mean, I look back at the COVID stuff. I think about it all the time because people still talk about it and think about all the meetings that we didn't have versus all the meetings we did have. All of a sudden Zoom became this like new world order of how things are done. It's been there all along. It's not a new thing, but all of a sudden it is. And everybody, just thought, wow, what's the greatest thing ever? That virus either leaked out of a lab in China or, a Zoom office somewhere. So they knew that they could capitalize on meetings and what was going to happen with their business model. Cause man, did it take off, and it's still there too. So, but our new sheriff and his people in town want to bring the 9 to 5 thing back in a big way. That's they're not joking about it either. I mean, honestly, you know what? Why? I don't see, because they've got a bunch of buildings that are sitting there empty. They think that's better, that they bring people in and fill them up. That's the solution. I don't think so. But that's me because I work remotely and I'm going to continue to do that. That's my thing. And that's how I do it. So kind of like truckers, right? You guys work remotely. You're never home. You're always out on the road. You guys were the original remote workers. We were. I want to be saying you guys. We were. All of us that were truckers, that are truckers, we were the original remote workers. It took them a while to come up with a new one, and that happened to be the deal that happened after COVID came out and knocked the crap out of this country. But it's interesting to see what's going on. There's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of stuff happening in the news. Danny Penny, right? I mean, thank God some common sense prevailed, and that young man is okay, and people saw he did good. I mean, I'm telling you, man, all you have to do is watch the interviews on the subway from the people by the police that were there during the incident, and they're all saying the same thing. There wasn't one person that stood up and said, "Oh, I wished you hadn't have done that." It just didn't happen. So, congratulations to him, and on with your life, sir, and make it happen. You know, a lot of other good stuff happening out there too that I'd love to talk about, but we got a big show that I want to get into. First, I want to bring our co-founder, Dan Linss, in on the show. He's hanging out in the best looking studio that he's ever had. What's happening?
Not much. How you doing, John?
It looks good. No, man, it really, you got a nice vibe going there. The lighting's right. You know, everything's good. I like that, man.
Well, part of it is because I spent all Sunday cleaning my desk, which, you know, if anyone's ever seen my desk, it doesn't ever look like that.
I didn't even know you had a desk in there.
Right. And I'm not going to lie. I found some stuff from 2022 that I had not responded to that I was able to catch up on some work.
So yeah, no, okay. You were, I'm actually ahead of you in that then, because I have everything that I need to have in front of me that I should have in front of me right here. I'm not saying it's all organized perfectly, but I know where everything is after today because I had to find some stuff, and I've got everything in pretty good order. Hey, I want to take a second and say hello to our best friend, Mr. Brandon Chase. He's in the show today. Brandon, we hope you're doing well, and Merry Christmas to you, buddy. Jeff Patello's in the show. What's up, Jeff? T-Dub, Mr. Big T-Dub McDermott in the show. Good evening to you all, sir.
I see Greg Gory, one of our volunteers.
Yeah. Nice. Hey, and also, again, I if I don't call out your name, it's because I don't see you for whatever stinking reason. I still haven't figured out why that happens sometimes, but it does. And it probably has something to do with wherever you are clicking in from, whether it's my personal Facebook or the 10-4 lounge or wherever. I don't know. But hey, Brandon and everybody else, when we know, you'll know. And that question is, when is Trucking for Kids? The dates look good. Location is what we're waiting to nail down, and Dan's probably got some of that on his agenda. So, Dan, I'm going to turn it over to you and let us know what's up.
Well, nothing's changed quite. We got another week or so before we're going to find out our confirmation. We do know our dates are May 3rd and 4th. So we're just, and we pretty much know where we're going to end up. We just haven't confirmed it, and it's not public knowledge yet. So we just got to wait until, I believe it was December 16th was the date we were going to find out. So on that front, we'll know soon.
Yeah, it's close. It's coming close. So
everybody
just relax, enjoy the Christmas season. Trucking for Kids will be there in 25 when you're ready, and we'll know shortly. So what else is happening in Danland, man? You got 10-4 news and information?
Maybe a little. You know, thankfully things are kind of quiet right now, and which is nice after a very, very hectic year, especially the end of it there with, you know, all the shows that we went to and all the things we had to do, our own show, obviously. So that was all kind of crazy. So, you know, we took a few days off last week and went to Yosemite and stayed in a little cabin outside of the park, which was nice. 3 or 4 days just unplugging. That was very, very nice. Perfect weather. It was beautiful up there.
I don't know how unplugged you were. I saw you guys posting on social media. I was a little bit concerned. Okay.
Well, I mean, there was a few times when, you know, we had nothing to do and we were just sitting there. So we picked up our phone.
That was what you were supposed to do. Nothing.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you do nothing for like 8 hours, you know, you kind of want to do something. You want to stay a little connected.
Oh man, it's so funny. That's the world we live in. the world we live in, bro.
I just can't believe it's already, you know, Christmas time, and
Yeah.
our December edition, which obviously we're going to talk about today, is
Yep.
out and done, and I'm already working on January. And I mean, technically, you know, I'm already in 2025. As soon as the December issue goes to the printer, I'm on to January. So I'm always kind of a month off.
Yeah.
And in fact, I just did my interview with the cover guy the other day. Another cool old truck's going to be on our cover. But the story, you know, you mentioned COVID, and I'm not going to get into it, but this guy's got an amazing COVID story. I mean, it's gonna be a very interesting. It's not just about that, but very interesting story. So, got to look for that next month.
I can't wait to hear it. As you know, I've had mine, and I can't wait to hear somebody else's, because man, that crap affected so many different people, so many different ways, and still to this day is affecting some people, and myself included. So anyway, looking forward to it.
We started, we started making our mats plans. Still pretty early in those plans, but you know, they kind of just happen organically. It's not that big a deal. We kind of do a lot of the same stuff each year. We stay in a different place, so we have to find a new place, but
we're not staying at the same place, huh?
No, I don't believe it was available. And actually, no, the last place, I didn't think it was ideal. I thought we could do better. So
did you? I enjoyed it. I love the fire pit outside. We had a great time there.
Shannon says it's not available.
Not available? Okay.
And the one we were staying at before that, all those years, is not available either.
Dang.
I think a lot of these places are being rented because like they're blocked out for like 3 or 4 months at a time.
Yeah.
So all I can think is that they're like doing short-term rentals or something for people from out of town. And
yeah,
but well, so we just been decorating, not in here much, but you know, decorating and trying to get the house ready for Christmas. And so yeah, doing a little work here, a little decorating there, but yeah.
Well, exciting. Christmas time is always one of my favorite times of the year. This year's a little bit low key for me. I will be traveling and going back down to spend it with Miss Julia in California. But you know, in the process of moving and shuffling stuff, it's just not Christmas the way it should be. But next year it will be, and I look forward to that. But as I said early on in the show, 2025 is shaping up to be a pretty kick-ass year. So if anybody out there that's listening now or later in the playback is ready to get it going with 10-4 magazine, get it going, because we need to plan ahead just like you do to get you in and on the spot with 10-4 magazine print, with show sponsorships. That's 2 shows now, Trucking for Kids, and of course the 10-4 Trucker Rodeo, your digital marketing, and of course Studio 10-4 Live. And listen, you know, something you don't maybe always equate with us, and you think, well, 10-4 magazine, great truck pictures, they tell a good story. Yes, we do. The guy right there next to me tells some great stories. In fact, Dan, you'll appreciate this. I was looking for something in the archives yesterday, and I went back to my old story and read the whole thing, and I thought, man, what a accounting of a guy and his life and his times, right? I mean, it just in your face right there, man. It's like, have I you know, strayed from that? And I don't feel I have. I mean, there's in addition to what I was doing then and what I was, but the core values are still there. I felt good about that. But I'll tell you, man, it's a great way to put yourself into a checklist of like, yeah, oops, better work on that. And there was some things I thought I better work on, but believe me, you know, but listen, guys, choose the right always. CTR, man. That's still who I am, and I still believe in that. I will never let that go. But thanks for writing
anybody who's looking to just, you know, fill some time and have some fun. I mean, go through our archives, and we have every story back to, I believe, 2002.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's 22 years of every article we've ever, you know, all up there. And so you can go back and I mean, I've written a lot of them, and occasionally I go down a rabbit hole and I start reading an old story, and usually it comes back to me as I'm reading it, but it's kind of fun to kind of go back and reminisce a little bit. So if you guys got, you're just hanging around and you want something interesting, go back through our archives and read some old stories. There's some good stuff in there.
Well, you know what? I mean, here's something. I mean, another way to frame it, a lot of the youngsters that are in here now and that are part of, what's going on in our world now for the last 10 years. Heck, most of you weren't, probably just even babies. Some of us remember some of you, when you show up at shows now and you're got your own families in tote. We remember when you were the ones in tote. So go back to you guys are the youngsters now that have never seen what 10-4 was doing back in the day. Check it out, man. I'll tell you, and I can tell you something too. Some of the stuff I was looking through and reading, there was definitely in Eric's voice in some of what I was reading. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I'm thinking it probably you guys had meetings about how some of the stuff went and what it sounded like and what it looked like. And I kid you not, some of it I could hear in Eric's voice being said to me as I was reading it. So
that's probably true.
Yeah,
I think like you said, I think 2025 is going to be a banner year. I think it's going to be a boom year. We're already seeing some upticks in advertising just since the rodeo. As we close out December, going into January, we have a couple new things coming in, and so I think that's and wintertime is usually a slow time. So to see things kind of improving. Hey, Clay, so there's a man right there. Wrote a story about him. Go check that out. Mr. Red Overalls. Or Mr. Overalls and red T-shirt.
Here's another one too, man. Right there, man. Go back
go. Jeff's had a couple. Jeff's had a couple. Yep.
I love how Jeff framed that too, man. That's when we all thought we was cool. You know what though, man? Hey, Jeff, you're building what's cool today, even though it was cool back then. So that
was one of that would be in my top 10 photo shoots there on Pismo and the beach with his two beach beauties. That was definitely a great shoot and started a lot of good things for the two of us and all of us with Jeff. And he was definitely setting the trend. I mean, nobody knew who he was. He was just getting started and doing a lot of cool stuff and then he takes a big break and here he comes back and gets right back into it. So,
you know what, when that truck showed up at Cherokee Bob's in Stockton and first time I ever saw it, put hands on it. And Jeff, I've said this to you 100 times, man. That was the most bitchin' truck I'd ever seen. I just thought, wow, this is awesome. And there was the ones walking around shaking their heads going, I don't get it. Well, that's okay.
I'm talking about 5150.
No. I'm talking about Jeff Botello's. Yeah. 51. The beat. What I called it. My vision of it was a beach cruiser, but that chopped cruiser.
Oh, the convertible.
Yeah, the convertible, man.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the convertible. No,
did he bring the convertible to Bob's show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeff, that convertible was at Bob's 10-4. Give us a shout back on that. Ingrid, good to have you on the show, darling. Always nice to have Ingrid Brown show up and be a part of the show. And Brandon, buddy, all I can tell you again, my friend, is you'll know when we know, and that's when we're going to let everybody know. So hang in there with us, buddy. You're our best friend too, but hang in there, okay? And Jeff says yes. So yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah. So that would have been 2008,
9, one of the last ones.
No, man. My truck was there, I think, when his truck was there. When was that on the and at the Goodyear tire dealer across the street there? Okay, yeah. Well, anyway, that's a huge hole we can go diving down into. I want to bring our guys in because I know we're going to get lost with them, and they're just sitting there drinking beer right now. By the time we bring them on, they're going to be ready to dive into something else, man, or either that and they need a bathroom break. So let's bring them on in.
Just like, fine, I'll pass it on.
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, you're live now.
All right, here we are
in the red room.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Oh,
good. How you doing?
Doing great.
Good. We're doing good.
I'm gonna bring the branding off your forehead there, Dan. Even though I know you love having that 10-4 trucker rodeo and show on you, we'll take that out for right now and just give it us. So welcome, guys, and congratulations. I'm not the first, I'm sure, and I probably won't be the last, but congratulations on making the cover of 10-4 magazine, December 2024.
Thank you. I was listening to you guys earlier, and John had talked to me. He was on December, and was it 94? You said?
No, hey, easy, buddy, easy.
2004, maybe.
03.
03. Oh, okay.
What's wrong with 94? I was working there then.
Yeah. Well, the magazine came out in 93, and I was born in 93, so we're talking about the younger generation.
I have one of the oldest editions that I know of on record somewhere, and it's in my Snap-on toolbox where I used to stick all the 10-4 magazines back in the day. I still got that thing. But yeah, no, 2003, that's when they gave me December of 2003. I'll remember this day where I was talking to Dan and Eric on the phone. They called, told us we were going to be on the cover. I had TJ in the truck with me, and we were over in the Bay Area, and yeah, anyway, that's my story.
I have all. See those up there? See those?
Yeah.
There's a year in each one of those. There's another set behind it. And then there's some over there. There's some up there. Yeah. I got them all.
Did you guys pull,
though?
Did you guys pull all the covers off of 10-4 South's wall upstairs?
Yes, we did.
You did. Okay,
yeah,
so that's all.
They were pretty faded, and
they
were in bad shape.
Yeah, they were all kind of blue.
Yes.
Had to do some ink and aging. It has something to do. It's kind of looking like old tattoos, right?
Over time, that does happen.
It does. We all show signs.
Especially those old magazines printed on newsprint. They did not last very long. They faded pretty fast.
Oh, really?
Some of us turned.
Oh, you get the high quality stuff, Blaine. Are you kidding me? Nice, glossy, 100-pound, shiny.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're nice. They're nice.
No, you guys did get the good stuff, man. I mean, mine was actually. I'll have to go and look. I think I was still on some newsprint on the cover.
No, yours was good.
Was it? Was it all magazine stock? Yeah, the cover
were.
Yeah,
the guts still works. They were black and white inside.
Yeah. So you guys obviously can't be driving the same time. So who's driving that beautiful cab over every day, and what are we doing with it? And I already know the answer, but I want you guys to tell the story. I'm not here to tell your story. You guys tell your own.
Well, it's my truck. I'm leased onto him, and I'm not driving it every day. I actually put it away for the winter. Because our winters are a little harsh up here.
Yeah.
Comparatively.
Yeah. In North Idaho.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, we're almost Canadian, eh?
Hey, you're going to be the 51st state if you keep that up, man. That's what's happening. You guys know that, right?
Yeah. So, I put it away in the wintertime and tinker on it a little bit here and there. And, drive it most of the summer. And that's kind of the story of how it came to be.
Well, and Dan, I'm going to chime in with what you sent me a little bit here, Dan, at this point, because there's what's being driven the rest of the time, right?
Yep. As a matter of fact, I actually one of our drivers met me and he said, "I didn't even recognize you. Your truck was so dirty." So I came back to the shop today and washed it. Even though it's probably going to get dirty tomorrow, but
and Dan just sent this over, so Dan, you could. He just kind of said there it is. There's the winter truck. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. Knowing what you're going to be climbing into, and it's summer or spring. When do you open the doors on the cab over and get back in that?
Oh, it depends on the way winter's treating us. When the salt disappears somewhat or most of the way off the road, then I tend to pull it out and get it ready. Was it the Memorial Day? I got it out this year at Memorial Day, which was slightly earlier than I normally do, but so the year before I got it out to go to Reno, or no, that was 2 years ago. Was
Yeah,
it
2 years ago. Well, yeah, no, let's see, what,
I was
19, 20?
I was 23. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
not
had it
not a bad way to go through winter though in 2379. You know what I love about this truck, man? It looks as good as the day it was built, if not better. I mean, you got to love the conventional 379 flat top, setup like that. To me, that's styling, man. That's comfort.
Well, it was all factory when I bought it too. It had the factory visor on it, and still has the fairings, obviously. And I mean, it was all original when I bought it, and it's just been a great truck. This 2000 has.
Hey,
So
it's no youngster, man. It's 24 years old, right?
That's right. Yeah,
So,
it's got 2.3 on it now.
no kidding.
Yep.
Woo. Well, she's still going, so keep her going. Let's see what I got up here next. Well, there's what we're climbing back into.
Oh,
Not quite like that, but yeah.
That was our redneck unload here when I got the cab over home.
Hey, man, I got to tell you something. You guys, I don't know you guys. This is the first time we've met. Everybody else, same. I want y'all to know that too. First time we've met, face to face, virtual as it is. But is Dad kind of? Is there any Tony Beats in there at all? Y'all ever watch Gold Rush? Anybody ever watch that show?
I've seen it.
I spend too much time working on the truck.
Yeah, probably. Well, check it out sometime. Tony Beats was the nose to the grindstone, get it done no matter what. And if it ain't going the way he wants to, he jumps in there and grabs it and shakes it, makes it happen. So, Delton, does that sound like you? Is that your dad?
Well, pretty much have to do that in North Idaho.
Yeah,
If you don't do it, you won't survive.
Well, this guy's up in the Klondike and a gold miner, so there's a lot going on in there. Yeah, right.
We got
right?
some mines up here too.
Yeah, there you go. But so this shot is of the truck when you guys first got it. Is that my?
Well, that was the day I got it home. Yeah. It had a blown up motor, and yeah, it was shaping up to be quite the project, as you can see.
You know what? I've seen worse.
Yeah,
when that thing rolled in, Delton said, "No thanks. I'm glad you bought it."
Yeah, exactly.
Like I needed another project.
You know what? There's age and there's youth, and age is like, yeah, I've been there, done that. Way to go, son. Nice job. Oh, I hear you, man. Let's wait. Who do we got here? I love this shot.
That's my son. My son Corey. He just absolutely was thrilled to see the cab over on the magazine there. He was so ecstatic.
You know what? That picture, Dan, I don't know. This came to me after hearing him and seeing this like this. That picture right there just says how relevant, no matter what age. And this is a little young guy who's used to, seeing everything in his face on a phone, probably, or on a computer or whatever. How relevant a magazine still is. Everybody knows what it is. And if you're in it, damn it, you're somebody. You're cool, right?
Yeah, that's getting that picture from my wife. I was out on the road when she sent that to me, and that was just that was a really great feeling, being and him being so proud to see his dad on the cover. I thought that was great.
Is he the fourth or fifth generation? He
would be the fifth generation.
That's a big deal.
Boy, I'll tell you what, he loves trucks.
He has got it bad.
We'll have to get the other. Let's see the other. So 1, 2, 3. The other two in a picture with all five of you guys reading 10-4 magazines. That would be a shot.
Yeah.
How did you like that cover picture I chose, Blaine? I kind of went out of the box on that one.
Yeah, it was a little different, but I really enjoyed it.
I really wanted to see that rear panel. I mean, that thing was so cool.
Yeah, it shows one of the better pieces on my truck.
and that old what some people thinks of the bus, but that old train car behind it kind of
Yeah.
kind of cool too. So
Yeah, the color in that train car really helped with
Yep.
the picture. Anyways, I thought
I love that shot. I just couldn't. I kept looking at other ones, and I kept going back to that one. I said, no, I got to do that one.
Well, there's
Yeah.
some great ones. Everybody, if you haven't seen the shots yet, you need to get in there and have a look on the website or whenever the magazine shows up at your doorstep. I'm assuming we have a proposal or a hey baby, are you ready for dinner, or what are we doing here?
That was
Way to
when,
set it up, John.
Yeah. I proposed to my wife at the Brooks Truck Show. That way she'd be a little more interested in coming to the truck show every year. So
That's
pretty good.
That station at that property right there, that a great shot, Dan, by the way.
Colby took that shot. He's an amazing guy, amazing photographer.
That was a couple of years ago.
That was quite a few years ago. Yeah.
Well, I love it, man. That's a great shot. But that spot, what a great photo op that spot is up there, isn't it?
Oh, it's a great spot.
So I'm guessing it's all worked out. She said yes.
She did say yes. Yeah, it worked pretty well, actually.
No, actually, Blaine had that baby boy.
Yeah.
All right. I can see I'm getting no respect here at all.
None. Yeah.
Hey.
That guy. Nice shirt there. Who's wearing the shirt, Dan?
That's Parker, my son.
Oh, is that Parker? Okay, right on.
So he was with me. We shot. Obviously, we did this shoot after the Brooks Truck Show, right on site. And I was trying to shoot the interior, and I didn't have a ladder with me, so we just backed the golf cart right up to it, and I kind of used it as a step ladder. And he was handing me the camera up, and I was hanging on to that rail, hoping it was going to hold my fat self.
That could work for like a drive up for hamburgers and stuff for truckers. If you ever put one of those into effect, it might work out, man. Hang the tray on the door, and you're good to go.
Dan lives a dangerous life here.
Oh yeah.
Photography. I mean,
well, he is married to Shan.
Insurance would approve of this photo.
You got to do what you got to do, man.
That would be a whole nother show, by the way.
I had to.
Well, I'm sorry, Dan. I know I talked over you. Tell him again. What'd you say?
I said I'd have climbed up on the roof of that plastic golf cart if I had to.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, those interior shots turned out amazing, though.
They did.
They
did.
Good.
And there's some nice ones coming up. Here's the last one that I have right now.
Oh, yeah. That's all him, this guy here.
Yeah, we built that in 99.
When I was interviewing these guys, Delton had mentioned how he built this narrow-nosed butterfly hood back in the early 2000s, and he took his boys to the Vegas show, and they were just little. And so it kind of got me running down a rabbit hole one night, and I was digging through my hard drives looking for this picture because he wasn't sure what year it was. And
what year was it, Dan? What year? What year was that shot?
2002.
2002. So that was, oh man, that was 1 year. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Cool.
So I found it, and that was it. And anyway, Delton can tell the story about what that is and why he built it or whatever,
Delton, give us the lowdown on it, man.
Let me put in a quick 2 cents here. I was pretty young. I don't know, 11, I think maybe. And all I remember of that truck show, I was nine. All I remember of that truck show was picking rocks out of the tires for hours.
You got to do it. You got to
Hey,
do it.
you know what? Every day when I filled up and put fuel in, man, I was picking rocks out of my tires. But anyway, we all pick our time to do it.
That's
right?
a little more normal.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
Tell us about this truck, Delton. What's in it and what is it?
It's a twin turbo 475 Cummins that Bruce Mallison helped me out with. So he said it was 1,000 horse. I ran it. I pulled the train with it, mostly Montana, Idaho, and Washington. I ran it for, I don't know, probably steady spare truck for 6, 7 years. And then it
Is that
got
a
to be
50
kind of a
50?
part-time truck.
Is that a 52?
54. Yeah, a guy I'd watched it since I was 15, 16 years old, going through Lewiston, Idaho with my dad. And this old guy had this 54, and he had a 61 or 2-ish trucks, and they sat there side by side. So when I started going through there more consistently when I got older, I stopped by there and I asked the guy, I said, "Hey, will you sell this truck?" No, I'm going to restore it. So now that I'm old, I don't know how old he was. He might have been 70 or more. He said, "I'm going to restore that someday." And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then fast forward, I don't know, 10 years or more. No, 20 years. No, it was 18 years, I guess, since, if I remember right.
We're getting lost down memory lane right now, man.
So somebody said there was one in Libby, Montana. And I said, no, I know where every one of them Iron Mills Peterbilts is at, because I'm going to own one someday. And so I went over there and looked at it, and it was for sale. And the guy said, yeah, he'd sell it. He had primered it and put new wheels on it. And I got to looking at it a little more, and I said, did Don Pafiel own this truck? And he says, some guy in Lewiston. And I said, well, that's the same truck. So for 18 years, I'd looked after that thing, wanting it, and I actually ended up with it.
You know, it's amazing. It's amazing how many truck stories are out there that are similar to yours, of watching, looking, keep seeing that truck and like saying to yourself, ever that truck is available, I'm going to get that thing. And sometimes it is, and you miss it. And finally it ends up in your yard, right?
Right. And so we completely restored it, frame off. And then, like I said, I ran it. And the guys that I would let drive it wouldn't drive it. And the guys that wanted to drive it, I wouldn't let drive it. So I pretty much drove it home myself.
Yeah.
Mine drove it home from the
Yakima
show.
I did.
Yeah. So he did get to drive it. And then in 2013, I sold it to Tom Logano, which is Joey Logano's dad.
Oh, yeah.
And
so what are they doing with it?
oh, he's just goofing off with it.
Yeah.
He put a sleeper on it so he could haul his grandkids around with it. And
oh, that's hobby trucking now, man.
you're right. And then he had me build
it.
He had me build another truck for him, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Whose bumper is that up there on the front?
That bumper?
Yep.
Is Valley Chrome.
That's what I thought.
In the old days.
Yep. That's that. I had that same bumper on my transfer.
Oh, really?
And, yep. I sure did. Notched, and I had the back plates in the corners with 3 light holes in it and 3 lights on each in the back.
Believe this or not, that bumper went to my brother-in-law in Canada, and it rusted on him. And so I got him another bumper and left it lay out here in the yard, and I couldn't make it rust.
Alan says he got a lot of hours working on that 54.
No, Alan had a few hours working on it too.
Alan had a few hours, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, Valley Chrome's still around. They're still putting stuff out, and everybody has a bad day every now and then. So whatever happens. But
well, that's a bumper to have for sure.
Yeah, no,
they're my neighbors. They're right down the hill.
Yep.
Oh, right on.
And you got the old Vortox cleaners up there, man. Those weren't around in 54. That was a hell of an upgrade.
When I called the junkyard looking for the motor, or a motor, he said, I got a set of air cleaners coming in off a truck from Alaska. And I said, well, they're hard to come by, but run them by me when they get here. And he called me, and I ran in there and looked at them, and they had I thought they'd be rock beat from being.
I would have thought so too, coming from up there. Yeah.
But they had thick plexiglass covers on the front of them. They were like new.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, beautiful ride. That's it for the special photos that Dan sent over for us to share with everybody. Obviously, you guys met somewhere. How did that happen, Dan? Where did you guys connect and see the truck and how did it go from there?
Was it Blaine, refresh my memory.
Well, I was giving you a hard time about taking photos of it in Reno.
At night, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And
I
then,
got a lot of good pictures of that thing at night at different shows.
Yeah. It puts off quite a show at night. But I believe that would be where we met. I'm pretty sure
so we were supposed to. Well, I had planned that whole trip to Utah last summer, and I was hoping that he was going to come down to the Salt Lake show, Salt Lake show. No, the Southern Idaho show.
Yeah.
And but he wasn't able to make it, and then we had a fire here, and I had to cancel the whole trip anyway and not go. So we just sort of pushed it off, and he was coming to Brooks, I was going to Brooks, so let's get her done.
Yeah.
Parker came up with me. We had a little, guys trip, and we did the show. We did this shoot, and then we immediately drove up to Washington and shot the last November cover, the log truck. Yep. And did that the next day, and back down to Portland and flew home the next day. And I think that's pretty the short and long version of the story. Am I right?
Yeah, that sums it up pretty good there.
We had a big crowd out there Sunday. You're at a truck show, you're trying to kind of be incognito. And we were kind of like off into a quiet corner behind some trees. But man, bunches of people kept coming up, rolling up and taking pictures. And we're like, you can do that. Just don't do anything with them. Don't share them. Don't post them. But
right.
Well, it stayed real quiet. We did pretty good.
Right?
We did pretty good.
I didn't see anything. Nobody screwed up. So
that's good. At Brooks, you know what? I didn't get to go this year, and I'd like to make that trip up there again.
Well, being in Grants Pass, you're pretty close.
It just didn't work out. Yeah, it just didn't work out this year. Man, I was there up in 23, but not 24, and we'll make it back up in 25. And Reno, we keep talking about Reno, and I guess ATHS is done in Reno. I guess is that what the word is? It's not going to happen there. The show's not coming back to that location again.
I didn't hear that. I heard it was going to be there, and in 3 years again. I heard.
I heard something. Well, the rumor is somebody had said that they're building a building in one of them parking lots.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I never liked them. I never liked them repeating locations anyway. The whole ATHS deal was that every year it's in it's in the West, the Midwest, and the East, and the West, and the Midwest, and the East, and it was always in a different city and a different location. So you got to see something new and do something new. And now I don't know if they're getting lazy or what, but they're just parking them at certain locations. And I don't know. I don't think it's as fun. I mean, if you've been to a place, you're just going to another repeat place, So if they have to do it, I'd be happy with that.
It takes in just in my few years of going to them and seeing what's going on, it takes to get established. I think going to Reno again was a pretty good choice. Because
we all agreed
there, and it flowed a lot better than it did the couple of years before. But
I get that. But I'm always looking for somewhere new.
This last time with everybody there, though, they had their hands full, man. This crowd was, it was a show, man. It was there was some challenges. Let's just put it that way. So. Steve, good to have you back on the show here and all the way from Tulare. Jacob Bonham in the show. Jacob, how's our girl doing? Give us a quick thumbs up. Let us know what's happening. I mean, I kind of know, but I'd love everybody else hearing it from you, and that she's good and recovering. Have you guys been getting any shout outs on the CB while you're driving around, and people wanting autographs or anything yet?
Oh, I've got a few. My old buddy Sean Nelson, he wants an autograph real bad, but he runs a hug booth down at Southern Idaho Truck Show, and I'll tell you what, it's one of the best hugs you'll ever get is at Sean Nelson. And so if he gives me a real good hug this next year, I might just autograph his 10-4 for him.
All right, but pump the brakes. Are you HUG hug like arms around you hug? Yeah.
He runs a full blown hug booth down there. You got to come down to Southern Idaho and get yourself a hug.
Hey, I got so many things I could say about that right now, but being that we're a family channel, I'm just not gonna. Jacob, thank you for sharing that.
Hugs are family. Come on, John. What do you insinuate?
Yeah, it's just a family thing. Don't worry about it.
My comments wouldn't have been, but that's all right.
Jacob, I'd like to say to Jacob that I'm glad that Emily's doing great, and I've been reading the posts and following that, and I'm really excited and hopeful for some good things some good healing to happen. So I'm glad things are going well.
Yeah, all of us,
and we're all thinking about you for sure.
Absolutely, we all sharing the sentiments there. So God bless you both, and her, and Merry Christmas to you. Sean says he's got a hug for us, me, you, any of us, anytime, I guess. So thank you, Sean.
It's the best hug you'll get. It's the best hug you'll get.
Oh man, everybody's chiming in on the hugs now.
Well, I'm hoping I can get to that Southern Idaho show this year and reschedule all of that trip I was going to do last year. So I'll have to give me a hug. Now I got another reason I got to get a hug.
You got to do it. It's worth the trip. It really is.
Oh man. Is there a cigarette on the next booth, or how does that work?
Well, I don't know, but we'll see. You might have to fire up a booth, John.
Well, cigar anyway, right?
It's the tequila booth, the hug booth, then the cigarette booth, right?
I think something like that. That's how it all started for me. A guy at a blues festival in Auburn, California, and he had a cigar and beef jerky booth next to my radio station booth, and the guy fired up the cigars, and the girls were passing out the beef jerky, and it was all downhill from there, man. I'd been smoking cigars ever since.
Now that's his diet: beef jerky and cigars.
Well, I can't afford it. You know what? I can't afford the beef jerky. I'm telling you, man.
That's true. Eat the cigars. They're cheaper.
You know what, Dan? We should do a little beef jerky thing, and share. At some point, have a little beef jerky deal going.
I did a brisket yesterday just for the hell of it.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, that's
really good too.
Yeah, I love it. We got some other guys chiming in, man. That's awesome. Mickey, how you doing, buddy? And hey, listen, Mickey being our contact into the flood situation up there in Carolina. From what I hear, man, it's still a tough go up there, and we probably need to get him back on the show and get an update. So Mickey, look for a phone call from me. We'll catch up, and
you might also reach out to Trevor. I mean, they collected donations to fill a trailer, and Gus Holstein pulled it back there for them, and a whole 53-foot trailer.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool deal that Gus and Trevor did there.
Yep.
Hey, our buddy Brandon, you tell him yourself every time you put something up there, buddy. He sees it too. So
hi, Brandon. Hey, Brandon.
There you go. Frankie, what's happening? Next time, an extra big hug for you, Dan.
Oh.
Oh, hi, Gene. Gene's on the show. Gene being the OG part of 10-4, along with Dan, of course. They got start going back and calling it out, man. But Gene Osuji, OG co-creator, also part of the team there for 10-4 magazine. What was fun looking back in some of those old pictures in the archives was pictures from you guys all in the booth together, the four of you, and that's kind of how y'all rolled back then, man. It was you and Shan and Eric and Gene doing the whole deal, man. So
Simpler times.
yeah, I can't back Dan up enough on what he was saying earlier, guys. Go back into the archives and check it out because it's just such a time warp, you know, it really is.
I bet that 10-4 truck rodeo, I bet that show was a little bit of a throwback too. I'd one of these years I'm going to attend it.
It was a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. It was a lot of work. In fact, today I was started writing the show report. It's going to be a long one. There's a lot of people to thank.
Oh man. Yeah.
That'll be in the next issue. It was a lot of fun. We already have dates for next year, a little bit later because of Halloween. And I'm telling you, this year was good, but we didn't know what we were doing. Now we know what we're doing. It's going to be amazing next year. I'm telling you, everyone's already talking about next year. So
you're setting us up for the big deal. We got to deliver now, man, because now we're supposed to know what we're doing.
Not worried about it one bit.
All right.
I'm already starting with the hydration, like Marty.
Oh, so there you go. Right,
we're already getting going.
There you go. Marty's our guy, man. He knows, you know.
He would have done really good if he didn't bump that. He bumped his cattle chute too hard and he pushed it more than 12 inches and he got a 10-second penalty.
Oh, no.
It caused him to lose, I think. He got a little overzealous there hitting the ram.
Well, it was nothing but fun, man. That was such a great weekend and a good time. And like Dan said, I'm so looking forward. That's part of my looking forward to 2025. And this is 2025's a GBATS year. So looking forward to be back in Joplin and hanging out with all the Chrome Shop Mafia guys and checking that out because, that show kept going and I mean, it's changed. There's some things that are different now, but still it's going to be a good time. It's such a central location, literally center of the country.
Joplin's pretty centralized.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
I will say there's a little hang up this year though, because the SOZA show's the same weekend.
Oh, no. That's right.
So we might have to do a little divide and conquer this year, cover both at the same time.
CG, we'd never forget about you, buddy. We would never forget about you. Yeah, that's kind of credit. Well, you know what? I mean, what are you going to do? It's just how the world works these days. Look at us. We were back to back against the show there in Georgia, in Atlanta. I mean, it is what it is. What are you going to do? You try the best you can to make it work for everybody. It's up to ultimately all the people that want to go to the show to decide where they're going to be. And we hope we get ours and they get theirs. So,
Casey Cavender mentioned there, I put on a show up here in Bonners Ferry. It's the North Idaho Truck Show. And what's in third weekend in September, usually second or third weekend anyways. But yeah, this was the first year I put it on and I had 50 trucks show up and it was quite a surprise for me because Bonners is not quite a big town, as you guys might well know. But Casey was out there. He brought his 359 down, and it was a good time.
Yeah, I did a little research on Bonners Ferry right in the story. I think it's in the story. I forget exactly what I found, but I mean, it was established in the late 1800s, and right, And I went through like the populations and it was funny. Like it was like 1,000, then it was 1,200, then it was 900, then it was 1,000. I mean, you guys are like, you're still only like 1,500, right?
We're 2,700, I think now.
Oh, hey.
I mean, that ain't a big gain for 120.
No, not really.
That's okay, man. That's okay. You can keep it small and it's fine. I love small towns.
But you know what?
About the size of our town here.
Yeah, well, the cool thing about this town is we got a whole lot of the logging industry, and I mean, just we had a whole plethora of cool log trucks, and Canadians pass through here all the time from Alberta and BC, and it's one of the main routes down south from Canada. But yeah, so we had a lot of Canadian participants and a lot of local cool old log trucks, which I've been around my whole life, and it's great.
Well, check out the December edition, everyone.
Oh,
The North Idaho show report. It just happens to be in this one.
There you go. There you go.
That works out with the cool old A model log truck. That was last month though. But last month,
all Amoth all the time.
Yeah,
it was an Amoth takeover.
Completely.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have entered into a realm of a family that's very special to us, as well as all those that make it. And as we always say, there's only 12 spots per year available, and one a month. So congratulations to you, and we look forward to seeing you guys in real life somewhere sometime soon, and hopefully in the new year we'll make that happen and cross paths.
Yeah, for sure. It's a real honor to be on the cover of 10-4. I've been reading them since I was a kid, since before I could read, which I pretty much just learned how to read. So
you do know it says Peterbilt behind you. That's good.
Yeah, well, it's Peterbilt, not Peterbilt. You're missing the U.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Sometimes they're beater built.
Yeah.
That's like you guys have a generational opportunity, and you can get that photograph. I would love to see that. Send that to me if you ever get the opportunity. Get all 5 of you with 10-4 mags. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we definitely need to do that for sure.
Well, Christmas is coming up. If everybody's together,
I don't think all 5 generations are alive.
No, just 4.
There's 4.
Just 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's pretty good though.
That's still pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, Corey, right? Corey looked like he was reading, so he must be doing better than you, Blaine.
Well, yeah, his mom taught him well.
Yeah.
Congratulations to your son.
Yeah. He's already a couple steps ahead of me.
Oh man. There we go. And Alan with one more comment there for you guys. Yeah, everybody stay warm, man. I'll tell you right now, I don't know about most of California, Southern California, what a hell of a time to be on fire, but it is. And up here in the Pacific Northwest, we've just been nothing but cold for the last 2 weeks. I mean, I think the high today was like 37 in my place, and it's not going to get any better. It's just been cold. So you guys stay warm, stay safe, and keep yourselves moving forward, and have a wonderful Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you guys.
To you. And,
thanks for making us look good.
Dan does a great job.
Absolutely. Well, you guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys for doing what you do, and keep it up. We'll look forward to talking to you and seeing you soon. I'm going to let you go and keep Dan in the studio here, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. All right. Our December 2024, man, it's just, I don't know. It feels weird saying that, Dan. You kind of have that look like I feel.
Like I said, I'm already working on January 2025, so I've already written it a few times. So
yeah, it's just unbelievable, isn't it? This year has grabbed gears and overdrive went by, man. It's not slowing down either, it's just not.
No.
And I need to get out of where I've been at right now, because every time I come down in this office, I feel like I'm in this vortex, man. I need to be back out amongst the above grade a little bit, and just to keep up, because there's so much going on, man. There's a lot going on out there, and we got to do much as we can to keep up with it. Dennis, what's going on, buddy? I called you the other day, man. Didn't even get a call back. What? Brandon, back again. Brandon, I'm telling you, man, my buddy Brandon is just making his voice heard. He got in there right on. I was going to click on Dennis.
Shannon did a little ATHS, a little research. So next year in 2025, it's going to be in Madison, Wisconsin, which I did know that. And then they have 2026 in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
June 2027 to be determined.
There's
so
that would
26 should have been, West Coast. I mean, are they considering Cleveland, Ohio, West Coast? I don't know.
That's not even close. But yeah.
I didn't think
No.
so either, but I'm not a
Yeah.
geographer.
Yeah, right. Well, we'll see what happens. But I liked the
Is that a word?
Reno
Geographer.
I
location.
don't know if that's a word.
Apparently, I'm not a wordsmith like I thought I was either.
Wait a minute. I thought you were the wordsmith there, buddy.
I don't know. Sometimes you just make it up.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Well, things are coming up to a closure for 2024 here pretty soon. We haven't talked about it, but Christmas is going to be on Wednesday, the 25th. So I'm thinking we'll probably do our Christmas show next week.
Oh man, that's going to come fast.
Yes.
Probably
yes, it
won't
is.
be good for me.
So,
Or we could
that
have a
way-
special not Wednesday show.
not Wednesday show. Well, there's that possibility as well. So it would have to be the 23rd or 4th. I mean, I could do a show on Christmas, but I don't think we want to. We
No.
want to do that. We want to get her done before, and that way everybody hopefully will have a chance, or maybe we do the after. I don't know. I'll be traveling on the 26th, so maybe the 27th, Friday. Yeah, we'll figure it out, but we'll have something put up there for you guys to check out and let y'all know what we're doing and when and where. But definitely we'll get something out there. Dennis, you're always forgiven, buddy. Yeah, man, fixing the old truck. You got to keep her running. That's all you got. You got to keep the truck running. So, 25 is going to be busy. I keep seeing that, and you just reminded me too of the GBATS dates coinciding with the Souza Memorial. Man, that's a tough one. We'll have to figure all that out. So,
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to next week. We got to get Trooper Dial back on the show, catch up on what's going on. I'm working on something else too here regionally. I've been in touch with the state of Oregon Trooper's office and trying to get approval to have a state trooper from up here chiming in with us, so we get kind of a in real time, shot at what's going on out there, as well with Trooper Dial, who's a wealth of knowledge and I love having on the show. To kind of keep us all up to date on what's going on. Maybe get them both on the same day, and half hour one and half hour the other or something, or 15 minutes, something like that. But working on making that happen for you guys. Always looking for ideas from you too, from the outside looking in. What do you think you'd like to see? Who'd you like us to hear from? I will reach out to anybody. I have no problem. I just need to have a way to contact people and get a hold of them. So, love the direction of how our country's going right now. There's some very positive things that are happening. It's amazing to see what the rest of the world is seeing as we look at it at the same time, and the direction that it's going and what's taking place from what it's been. So congratulations to us, America. And I say that inclusively to all Americans. Nobody's excluded. If you want to get on and be a part of the team, be a part of the team. You're an American. Jump in there and do your part. That was all anybody ever asked of us, was to be us, be Americans, be patriotic, support your country. And now's the time to do it, man. We got a new year coming up and a new team coming in. So
Whole new attitude.
Oh boy. I mean, my hand is extended to any of you out there that feel that you're on the outside looking in at this point. Nobody is, man. We're all part of the same team. Just don't be afraid to ask. So look forward to seeing what happens in the very, very near future. As always, thanks for everybody for tuning in. We had a great show today. I appreciate, of course, our sponsors, Pittsburgh Power, Max Mileage, Evan, one of the busiest guys in the polishing gig out there in the world of trucks. I'm sure he's getting ready for mats already and just trying to keep up with what's happening right now in the real time stuff. But always doing good deeds and good work. And be sure and check him out on all the social media channels, as well as our friends at Pittsburgh Power and Max Mileage and the products that they manufacture. Dan, we'll talk to you soon. All right.
Sounds good, man.
All right.
I
Thanks
don't,
for
if
being.
I don't, if we don't have a show before Christmas, which I'm sure we will,
We will. Oh, absolutely, we will.
but Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays either way, and enjoy the season. It goes fast.
Yeah, it does. Merry Christmas to everybody out there, and whatever you do to enjoy your season this time of year. And anybody needing to reach out and talk to somebody, we're always available, man. We're at 100 different points of contact. There's a lot on our team. And there's my sis, Sherry. How are you, sweetheart? Merry Christmas to you. There's a lot of folks that didn't chime in, and some of which are now, like Sherry and others that were in the background there that I did not see. As I said before, if I don't say howdy to you, it's just because I'm not seeing you. And that's nothing to do with you. It's just the way it is over here. So we'll figure that out one of these days, so I know everybody that's on the show. And the only way I'll know that you're there by name is if you actually make a comment, chime in, and say howdy. So look forward to everybody doing that. Jacob and Emily, prayers with you as always, and glad to hear the good news that everything's going well there. So take care, guys. We'll see you next week. Keep the shiny side up. JT and Dan the man, we are out.